Welcome to this session. In this session, you are going to learn about how the register is organized in Armv8-A architecture. Before we dive into the type of the register, let's understand what is registers in the general CPU architecture. So whenever you look into the reference manual of the CPU architecture, you're going to see the chapter about register. Every CPU architecture defines the register that include the general purpose register and the control register. This could be applied to the number of the CPU architecture, just like Intel x86 architecture and MIPS architecture and even RISC-V architecture define their own way to specify the register. But one thing is common whenever you look into the reference manual, that is, we have the two types of register. So let's dive into the first type of the register in general CPU architecture. General purpose registers is always defined in each CPU architecture. Its job is to store any temporal data. Notion of the general purpose register is almost the local variable, almost like the local variable in your function. As you know, the local variable can store any temporary data. If the return value is returned to the local variable, it has the 0x0 and 0x1, and local variable sometimes can contain the address. So this is important, the feature of general purpose register. And the key register is control register. Control register is used to configure features of the CPU processor. So in the Armv8 architecture, the control register is corresponding to system register. This register works as the interface between an architecture and the hardware, and because it will let us know the status of the CPU processor. Take for example, if you access the current system register in the Armv8 architecture, you're going to identify the current exception level. And then if you refer to the VBAR ER1 register, it will let us know about the exception vector-based address. And another job of the control register is to read information about the processor. So in order to how the system is configured, it is necessary to analyze the assembly routine that configure this kind of control register. Now, let's summarize the type of the registers in general CPU architecture. The first one is general purpose registers. So any of the temporal data can be stored using general purpose register. And we have another type of register, that is control register. This register shows information of the processor, and using control registers, you can configure detailed feature of CPU architecture. In Armv8 architecture, system register is considered the control register.